Your heels echoed a ticking clock in the vast silence of his office floor. You stormed past his stunned employees, eyes blazing. Jungkook's secretary tried to stop you, but one look at your face was enough. You weren't in the mood to be stopped, not anymore. You pushed open the grand glass doors to Jungkook's office without knocking. He was seated behind his desk, cold and poised as always, typing something on his laptop. Not even a glance. Why are you here? Didn't know I needed an appointment to speak to my own husband? You snapped, venomous in your voice. You didn't even flinch. You don't, but I'm working. Right, you're always working, Jungkook, you said, pacing towards him. Working, ignoring, being cold. That's all you do. Still no reaction. The silence spoiled your blood. I needed my husband to stand beside me for once. It's my parents' anniversary, Jungkook. Just 2 hours. Was that too much to ask? Jungkook sighed, leaning back in his chair, eyes tired, but his jaw flexed once, supple, barely, his finger pausing on the keys. He didn't meet your eyes. I told you I'm in a meeting. You scoffed. Of course, there's always a meeting, a reason, an excuse. Still not looking at you, you swallowed your emotions and stepped closer, arms folded, heart cracking with every beat. I told you it's important to me, you shouted, slamming the door behind you. It's my parents' anniversary, and I promised them that this time you would come with me, but you always find a reason to stay away. Jungkook didn't even flinch. He remained seated, suit perfect, jaw tight, eyes glued to the files on his desk. He calmly closed the file in front of him. You are not supposed to be here right now. I have a meeting, you scoffed. Spare me, you have been in a meeting for the past year apparently. A meeting with silence, coldness, and rejection. His hand curled into a fist on table. I told you this morning already that I am busy, he said coldly, still not sparing you a glance. That tone, that was he always put up. It cut deeper than usual today. You chuckled bitterly. You are always busy, Jungkook. When will I matter more than your schedule? He didn't answer. You stepped closer. You know what hurts the most? I keep waiting, thinking one day you would soften. One day you would see me, love me, maybe, but you never even tried. His jaw clenched tight, but still he said nothing, still no reaction. You almost shouted in disbelief. Say something, anything, even if it's to tell me you hate me. At least that would be something. His finger dug into the edge of the desk, knuckles wide. You could see his breathing had quickened. Slowly he signed through his nose, his gaze indifferent as he slowly looked at you. I don't hate you. Oh, what a relief. You laughed bitterly. You just treat me like I don't exist. You sleep next to me, eat across from me, live in the same goddamn house. Yet I have never felt more alone in my life. Jungkook's jaw tightened. It's not even hatred, it is. I am just nothing to you. Tell me, Jungkook. You took a step forward, voice shaking. Why did you marry me if you never intended to be part of my life? Why and don't do this here? He said sharply, still avoiding your eyes. No, I will, you snapped, tears well in your eyes, because I am done. I'm done being in a marriage where I sleep next to a stranger. I'm done trying to warm someone's hearts made of ice. His throat bobbed, his gaze finally lifted just for a second but then dropped again. Don't start, not now, not here. It's my office, damn it. No, I will start, and I will end it too, you snapped, because I am done, Jungkook. He still, I am done waiting for your love, done trying to melt the ice in your chest, done pretending I don't cry myself to sleep every night because my husband treats me like air. You paced in front of him, months of pain pouring out. I tried to make this marriage work. I tried to be patient. I even told myself that maybe one day you would look at me like I was more than a business obligation. But you know what? You turned to face him, eyes gleaming. You have won. I give up. I'm leaving. Jungkook blinked as he stood slowly, but his shoulders seemed heavy, stiff, like they carried a storm inside. You are not thinking straight. I am thinking clearer than I ever have. I am tired of begging for crumbs. I deserve to be loved, not tolerated. He looked away as always. I have waited enough. Your voice cracked. Waited for your love, your warmth, even just a goddamn good morning. But all I ever got was silence, cold shoulders, and I'm tired, Jungkook. I'm tired of begging for something that should have been mine from the moment we married. The silence stretched again, familiar, painful. Tell me, did you ever love me? His lips parted, his brow frowned just slightly, but all he said was, "You are making a scene." Oh, so now I am the problem. You smiled in pain. Maybe I am, for loving a man who has no heart to give. You shook your head, heartbreaking. Then listen, I am done waiting. I'm done trying. And I am done being married to a man who doesn't even look at me. Why are you overreacting? You laughed in disbelief. Overreacting? Jungkook, I have spent nights crying myself to sleep while you worked late, while you locked yourself in your study or left for business trips without a goodbye. And not once did you ask me how I felt. So, no, I'm not overreacting. I'm finally reacting. He flinched, a small, nearly invisible twitch of his finger as you reached for your ring. You yanked it from your fingers and stared at it like it was a bound. You could feel him stop breathing for a second, his chest still. I have waited, Jungkook. I have waited so long for a single sign that you might feel something for me, something real. I thought maybe, just maybe, you would change, that this marriage would run into something more than a business deal. But you know what? Your voice dropped to a whisper. I'm leaving. This, you and me, it's going nowhere. You stared at the ring for a second, emotions flooding through you once you had buried for so long. You know what's funny? I came here to talk, to fight for us, but now I just want out. And with that, you stepped forward and placed the ring on his desk. Jungkook stared at it, his lips trembled, but he pressed them into a flat, cold line. You don't mean that. I do. You said it clearly, coldly, just like him. You stepped back, swallowing the lump in your throat, heart splintering. I hope you find what you are looking for, even if it's not me. And without another word, you turned. Didn't move, didn't speak. But the moment you closed the door, you heard something, a chair scrapping, a sharp, shaky inhale. You walked fast, heart racing, tears burning. You walked down the hallway, your vision blurry with tears, step quick and sharp, heels clicking on the marble floor like a stinging wound. You reached the elevator, pressed the button, entered. As the door began to close, I am leaving Jungkook for good. Jungkook didn't move, couldn't. His eyes were glued to the ring, that tiny silver band glowing under the office light, like it was mocking him. But your words, they didn't stop ringing. I'm done, Jungkook. I'm leaving. You never even looked at me. At first, it was just your voice in his head, but then it morphed. It wasn't just you saying it anymore. It was another voice, soft, feminine, frightened, crying. You don't see me, do you, Jungkook? I waited and waited, but you never looked back. His eyes widened. No, not again. I'm done with you, Jungkook. Closer now. I hate you, Jungkook. Different voice again, masculine, cold, louder, angrier. He flinched violently. You will never be enough. You can't be the son I imagine. Just waste of efforts. He gasped, grabbing both sides of his head with shaking hands. His fingers curled in his hair, yanking as if he could pull the voices out. Stop, he whispered, chest tightening. Shut up, shut up. He stumbled back from the desk, knocking over his chair, breathing red. Eyes wide, you were long gone, but in his head you were screaming. They were all screaming. The room tilted, his ears rang, his heart thudded louder than the voices, then softer, then sharper. His legs gave out. Jungkook dropped to his knees, just clutched in both hands, now pain soothing like fire through his ribs. He tried to stand, he couldn't. The light overhead felt too bright, his vision blurred. Wyan, he croaked it out like a prayer, like a man trying to crawl out of hell. He reached blindly towards the door you had just walked through, but you were gone, and the silence swallowed him. He collapsed. Jungkook's voice broke through, quite rough, almost a whisper. Wait. Meanwhile, his secretary pushed open the office door, file in hand, casually muttering, "Sir, you forgot to sign." She froze. The file slipped from her fingers, hitting the floor with a dull thud. Jungkook was on the ground, unmoving, pale, one hand still weakly clutching his chest, a breath couched in her throat. "Sir!" No response. "Sir!" She rushed to him, trembling hands shaking his shoulders, but his head lolled to the side. Down at the lobby, you stepped out of the elevator, your phone in hand, wiping under your eyes, trying to pull yourself together after the fight. But then you saw it. Security guards, a bunch of them, running toward the elevators, speaking into radios, panic all over their face. Your brows furrowed, something twisted in your gut. You turned to receptionist. "What's happening?" They looked pale, confused. I don't know. They just said someone collapsed onto the top floor. Your heart stopped. Top floor, Jungkook. Without a second thought, you sprinted, your heels echoing with every sharp, frantic step. Elevator too slow, so you shoved open the stairwell door and ran 2 floors, three. By the time you reached the top, your legs ached, lungs burning, but nothing hurt more than the sight that met you. The office hallway was chaos. The secretary was sobbing into her phone, security guiding the paramedics who were wheeling a stretcher towards his office. Jungkook's secretary sprinting toward you. "Ma'am, please, is something wrong?" And then you saw him, Jeon Jungkook, a cold, composed husband on the cold office floor, unconscious, lips pale, sweat on his forehead, one hand clawing at his chest weakly, and your ring still standing near his hand. The sharp scent of antiseptic filled the sterile hospital corridor. You sat on the cold metal bench outside the ICU, your hands clenched in your lap, shaking. The ring you had taken off earlier was now wrapped tightly in your face like a punishment. His assistant had gone to inform his family, but you were frozen, eyes locked on the ICU door, your body refusing to move. The doctor finally walked out, removing his gloves. You jumped to your feet. "How is he? Please tell me." The doctor looked at you, voice low and serious. "He had a full. Due to extreme emotional and psychological stress, we managed to revive him, but" a pause. "He was holding it in for far too long. He's stable for now, still, the next few days are critical. He needs to be watched closely. He can't be under any more pressure." You noted tears spilling again. You entered the room. The sound of machines greeted you. Soft beeping, steady rhythm. The room was dim, and he lay there. "I'm here." No reaction, but the monitor next to him sparked slightly. Just a little. Your heart clenched. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought you were playing with me. I didn't know you were dying inside. Still no movement, but a faint tear escaped from the corner of his eye. Your finger gently wiped it before it fell. You took his hand in yours. If you can hear me, just hold on. I will stay. I promise. I won't leave again. The door suddenly burst open. Then you quickly turned to see his mother rushed in, tears in her eyes, her husband following right behind her. Mrs. John walked straight to Jungkook, her hand flying to his. My baby, what happened to you? What did you do to yourself? His father stood silently by the wall, tall, cold, stunned, the very image of Jungkook's cold, intimidating aura Jungkook carried every day when he is in CEO mode, except colder, more haunted. Now you knew where it came from. His father stood silently by the wall, tall, cold, stunned, the very image of Jungkook's cold, intimidating aura. And then came someone else, a tall man, sharp eye, calm but clearly shaken, a few years older than Jungkook, his brother, Jeon Jae-hyun. He looked at Jungkook, then at you. Then he approached gently and placed a hand on your shoulder. Thank you for calling us. You nodded, unable to form words. Can we talk for a moment? You hesitated, then followed him into the hallway, your heart still stuck in that room. Out in the corridor, the lights felt too bright, too loud. He leaned against the wall, rubbing his face. You have probably wondered why he is like this. You swallowed. Daniel looked down at his hand, voice barely above a whisper. It started before you, a long time ago, when he was still trying to prove himself. You watched him, eyes silently urging him to continue. He used to love a girl truly, madly. She waited for him every day while he worried himself in work. Her father didn't believe in him back then. Jungkook wanted to build an empire with his own hands, and in the process he kept putting her second, always promising just one more deal, one more meeting. He paused, his jaw tightening with memory. He signed. One night she waited for him to take her out, their anniversary or something. He came late, very late. She was hurt, and they fought for the first time. She broke up with him that night. He tried calling, messaging, begging to meet, but she disappeared, left the country. No closure, just silence. It just clenched. She just vanished, gone, no goodbye, just air. He changed after that, stopped smiling, stopped trusting love. He started blaming himself, told himself he didn't deserve happiness, that love would always leave him. He rubbed his fingers together, lost in thought. You closed your eyes, tears falling slowly. It made sense now. The way he built walls so high, even you couldn't scale them. The silence, the coldness, the eyes that looked but never let you in. Then her father handed him the company and said, now prove to me you're worthy. That's all he ever lived for after that. Success, discipline, silence, no emotions. Your voice cracked, and then they married him off to me. Daniel looked at you with gentle eyes. He didn't want to love you because if he did, he was afraid he would lose you too. You sank onto the bench, overwhelmed. Your heart ached not for yourself anymore, but for him, the boy who was once in love. He is still in there, he whispered, the boy who once loved too deeply. You stood and looked through the glass window into Jungkook's hospital room, and for the first time you didn't see a cold CEO. You saw the boy who loved too deeply and was left with nothing, and the man who punished himself for it. You saw a broken soul, and you were going to help him heal. The silence between you both stretched thick and heavy. You looked down at your hands, fingers twitching slightly from all the emotion storming within. Then your voice came out, soft but sharp, with something deeper. Do you hate her? Giant blinked, taken aback. What? You met his eyes. That girl, the one who left him. Do you hate her? He leaned against the wall again, jaw tightening for a moment before he exhaled. I used to. God, I used to blame her every time I saw Jungkook walk through her house like a ghost. Your throat tightened at the image. But over the years I realized she was human too. She waited for him, loved him just like he loved her, but she was also alone, tired, hurt, and when love feels one sided, it breaks you. Maybe she couldn't handle that anymore. You nodded slowly, struggling to swallow past the lump in your throat. She didn't betray him, he said softly. She just gave up before he did. Your heart twisted painfully because suddenly it wasn't just about her anymore, it was about you. You were now standing in the same spot she once did, waiting, trying, holding on, and then breaking. Do you think I did the same today? You whispered. Jahyun looked at you, his voice low but sure. No. You stared straight ahead, blinking fast to stop the tears. You didn't leave him, not truly. You were just trying to save yourself, but you still came running when he collapsed, didn't you? You didn't walk away. Not really. Your voice cracked slightly. I'm scared. He has broken beyond repair. His brother's voice was firm, maybe, but if anyone can reach him, it's you. You nodded, eyes fixed on Jungkook through the glass wall, and silently you promised, I won't leave him halfway, even if he never says the words, even if it hurts, I will try one last time, because you finally understood him. The mansion felt too quiet. No maids, no business calls, no noise, just the soft ticking of the antique clock echoing in the hallway. As you gently helped Jungkook sit down on the edge of the bed, he winced slightly, and resting over his chest. Careful, you whispered, slipping a pillow behind his back. His eyes followed you, but he didn't say anything. You poured him warm water, placed his medicine beside him, then moved to the wardrobe and silently pulled out a fresh set of clothes. He watched your every move, but still not a word. Until finally, why are you still here? You paused. Your back was still to him, but your voice came out even. Because you need someone? I'm not your responsibility anymore. You turn around, staring directly into those tired eyes. You are not a project, Jungkook, and I am not here out of guilt. He looked away. You stepped closer, kneeling in front of him, your hand resting lightly on his knees. You nearly lost Jungkook, and I realized, no matter how much I tried to run, my heart stayed with you. I hated your coldness, your distance, but I never stopped hoping that one day you would open that locked heart of yours and let me in. His fingers clenched into the seats. I'm not her, he whispered softly. I know. He rasped, eyes glassy. That's what scares me. Your breath hissed. He looked down at you, and for the first time there was vulnerability on his face, raw, terrifying. I can't lose again, he choked. I won't survive it. You are not going to lose me, he flinched. You say that now, but I'm broken. You said it yourself. Cold, emotionally paralyzed, incapable of loving properly. You reached up and cupped his cheek gently. Then let me teach you. He swallowed hard, leaning slightly into your palm, ever so slightly, like it was the first time warmth he had felt in years. I will start over, Jungkook, with you. No expectations, no timelines, just one day at a time. But only if you want this. His voice trembled, breaking for the first time. I do. I always did. I just didn't know how. You smiled through your tears. Then let's learn together. That night he didn't refuse, but he let you tuck him in. He let you sit beside him and hum softly till he fell as asleep. As you looked at the man who once felt unreachable, you finally saw him. Not the CEO, not the cold husband, just Jungkook, a boy who forgot how to be loved. And now he had someone willing to remind him.